Abhishek will give a green signal. Yes.
My name is Ramashakara. I am talking about oxygen generators. This is our oxygen generators is our title. Plants are important in our life. It inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. From that we can get oxygen, and it provides us food. It provides us food, shelter, medicinal properties. Medicinal properties. Okay. Identification of flora of Monopragna park. About their families. By families we mean that trees, herbs, shrubs, climbers and reapers, and few inhabitants of Monopragna park. This is our study area. We studied about 15 plants here. 15 plants here. Advaita will tell. Advaita.
So the materials we used are an app called My Plant and a notebook and a pen. So the method we used is step 1. We installed a plant identifier app with proper internet. And the second step was we took a photo of a plant, or we took the image from the gallery which we already had. The third step is the app will give you information about the tree or the plant which you took photo of. And step 4, you have to write it in a notebook. There are many sample identification methods, such as asking a taxonomist and identifying fossils and identifying their age. And the other is taking pictures using app. How we did is taking pictures using an app. So the sum of these are the 15 plants that we use. So I'll explain about giant clay petal. So it is a tree and its scientific name is Lagostromia speciosa. It's a type of a tree and it has medicinal properties, which are the sap of the bark and the leaves powder. The flowering period of that tree is July to September, and the fruiting time is summer. I'll explain about the shrub. It is yellow oleander. It's a poisonous shrub, and its scientific name is Arbutus unero. And it is a Cascabella cerevisiae. Sorry, the scientific name is Cascabella cerevisiae, and it is a type of a shrub, and it has medicinal properties, though it is poisonous, such as the odor of the flower, which is not poisonous, but the sap and the other, if you burn the tree, the flames which come are toxic. And I'll explain about a herb, which is pepper, and the scientific name is Capsicum annuum, and it is a type of a herb, and it has medicinal properties, and the powder made out of it can be used to some of the diseases such as anxiety, etc. And the flowering time of it is
To identify the capsicum and correct. Check that. Pepper is
the plant I identified scientific name is capsicum.
pepper is medicine. Pepper is you should check that.
Yeah, I used the app and it gave me as a capsicum.
Suppose if you use app, if your name instead of Advaita will be shown as Brahma, will you accept? Like that you should.
So we have done 16. And the discussion we discussed while we were taking photos, we discussed about difference between shrubs and herbs, and why different plants have different colors, and why plants inhabit different places. First, I'll explain why the difference between shrubs and herbs. So herbs have quite shorter than shrubs. While shrubs can grow up to 1 or 2 meter tall, herbs can grow a little less than that. Why different plants have different colors? It comes normally from the genes of those families, such as I will take yellow oleander as an example. So the color of the flower of it is yellow because the family of that shrub has the flowers yellow color, so that's why it has yellow color. Why plants inhabit different places? Because the plants check their surroundings, and if they have no threats and it is a usual or a better place than anything else, it inhabits that place. I'll hand over the presentation to Pariksha.
Yeah, so at last we got to know about different families of plants. So by families we mean type of the plant, like if it's a tree, shrub, herb, etc. And then we got to know about the scientific name, if it has a medicinal property, and fruiting time, flowers color and all. And then we got to know why they inhabit different places. And we like
Okay,
to
clarify two things. One is that scientific name has to be written in italics. You are written in the normal, okay, it has to be italics. You know italics, no? And check the scientific name. Second thing is you said oxygen. I am not getting oxygen. I thought in a tree how much oxygen is produced you will tell us. Correct, no? When you say that rightly is oxygen, no? Your experiment also should have that details, no? How much oxygen a tree or a shrub or a herb will give in a year or in a day. No? There is an experiment, you find out the area of the leaf. There is and multiplied by the other factor, you can say what is the oxygen produced. That experiment we have in our document we have provided. Okay, I will show you at the end of the presentation about that. Okay, just ask me at that time. I'll show you that. You understood?
Yes.
Your type is oxygen, but there is no oxygen. You talk about medicinal properties, etc. So, anything? Okay, thank you. You have any question? No. Okay, I will talk to you later.
So, hello everybody, my name is Varun and this is Pranava. We are going to be talking about the biodiversity of spiders in selected areas of Lalbagh. So, the spiders, many of you may know, belong to the order of arachnids. They play a huge ecological role as they eliminate pests such as aphids, grasshoppers, caterpillars, etc. that come into our gardens and destroy our plants. And our reason to look in Lalbagh is that, as you know, Lalbagh is a botanical garden, and so there will be many plants and thus many grasshoppers, caterpillars, and thus spiders will inhabit these kind of places as they have surplus amounts of food. And there is also a lot of moisture which also brings in more insects for the spiders to feed. And there are many different kinds of plants and which have many different colors which help the spiders camouflage very easily.
Our objective was to find at least 10 types of spiders and 4 different types of them. But we found 20 types of spiders, and each and every one of them was different. And we also wanted to find spiders that are feeding or wrapping on their prey. But unfortunately we couldn't get it.
So, as Pranava said, we wanted to find as many as possible. And these were there were 3 phones that we used, and we used our laptops to make this PPT. So our methods were to look in unmaintained areas of Lalbagh where they wouldn't maintain the plants very often. And since many spiders are brown or tan colored, we would look in the woody parts of trees so that we could find the webs first and then locate the spiders in the webs later. So we find webs by either looking at plants in angles of sunlight where the webs reflect sunlight and we see the webs, or we identify them by floating structures that are attached to the webs.
So the polygon, so the figure shows Lalba garden, and the polygon yellow structure is the area we have traveled. That is about 15,000 square meters, and we found 20 spiders, but 10 of them were clear. So we could only identify 10 of these spiders.
So this is the gallery of of some of the spiders that we found. So yeah, these were the spiders that we had clear photos of. We found many more, but since we didn't have clear photos, we didn't want to put them. So these are some of the names of the spiders, and so most of these spiders, as you can see, are either yellow, black, or brown. And so we find the spiders that have this kind of color palette for their body will normally be hiding in woody parts of shrubs, as they'll be more undetectable there. And the more colorful spiders, such as the decorative silver or beaver, will be sitting on leaves because due to their green color, and they'll be less identified.
So as you could observe, most of the spiders were orb spiders. So the speciality in orb spiders are those that the orb spiders build spiral wheel shaped webs which look like a spiral wheel shape, and the jumping spiders have good eyesight and they can do quick movements and jump, so they could catch their prey easily. And the last one was garden spider. As we said, the garden spider is a garden-friendly spider which kills all harmful insects to our garden, like aphids, caterpillars, and etc.
So yeah, our conclusion is that the spiders that we found were very interesting and they had many beautiful characteristics. So we also want to observe many more spiders in our future visits to Lalbagh, and if possible we want to find bigger and more colorful ones. So we would also like to give deeper insights on how spiders produce venom, web, etc., and also discuss about a spider's anatomy. So yeah, so these were the references that we used.
So Wikipedia and iNaturalist helped us to find out the species of the spiders we got, and Spiders of Karnataka by EMP is an article, so we could figure out the spider and what type of spider it is and how many centimeters tall it was. And Vijay also gave us all these information, so special thanks to him.
Thank you.
What are the spiders in your school and at home?
Those are basically outdoor spiders. But these were only in the lab, they specified.
Fair enough, but you can say
that
spiders which are in wild versus
spiders which are in
your
house.
company, how they are, okay?
Most of
And
them
how they behave when they listen to your lectures, okay? Some might be attending your classes, no? Okay. Sulabha?
So, you have given photographs of all those spiders, right? So, below that you can write the name of
Yeah.
the spider.
Okay.
Then
You should identify that, no? You didn't do that.
Then also in the table you can just write the family name and the spell which is most dominant family.
Okay.
And also the research and discussion of the pie chart now.
Yeah.
You have told all spiders are the most dominant. So those photographs also you can put there.
Okay.
And also you can just write another slide where you will just tell characteristics of all spider. Okay? Then you will know better.
Like IUCN list one of them.
You know IISC which are endangered, that kind of thing you can.
Okay.
You go to IUCN website, you enter your species name, that will give the ecological status.
Okay.
Ecological status, which is whether endangered, threatened, common, all those details.
Okay.
You that in your table. Then you can say out of this how many are endangered.
Yeah.
That have a higher conservation value.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
My name is Shreya Bharadwaj. I study at Samvida. My topic is diversity of birds in West Lalbagh. So what are birds' role in our ecosystem? So there is pollination and seed dispersal. Seed dispersal is when the birds eat a fruit and they disperse the seed in the form of excretion, and when the birds are flying everywhere, it widely spreads the species of fruit or plant that does it. And then it's pest control. We have to protect the birds because these insects they ruin crops, and when the birds eat it, it reduces the pests in crops, so it keeps it in control. But now that there are very less birds and the population is decreasing, we have to put pesticides to crops, and that releases carcinogen, which is cancerous to humans, which is also very dangerous to us. So birds can naturally control pest control, so we have to protect birds. And also the birds can act as scavengers, for example a vulture. And so I will give you an example of what would happen in our environment if even one species of bird were lost. In India, vultures were a very abundant bird. They used to hover over sprawling landfills, and they used to eat cattle carcass. So they acted as the natural cleaning service for nature. And more than 2 decades ago, these vultures started dying because of a drug given to treat cattle. In the mid-1990s, the 50 million population of vultures in India nearly plummeted to zero because of the drug named diclofenac, which is a cheap painkiller for cattle. And when the vultures ate the cattle, they used to die of kidney failure. And because of the vulture population reducing, the stray dog population increased over time, and came to urban areas, which made rabies more. It brought rabies to humans. And also, when vultures started decreasing in population, the bacteria and diseases would spread from the cattle's carcass, and 500,000 people died when that happened. So this is so the vulture collapse in India provides a stark example of the type of hard to reverse and unpredictable costs to humans that can come from the loss of the story. This publication was from Dr. Sudarshan and Dr. Frank, who are professors at University Warwick. This is a very good example to what would happen if we lost even one species of bird in our environment. So let alone we're losing so many birds. So we have to protect them at all costs. So why is Lalbagh a good place for birds? Because there is a lake, which is a common habitat for a lot of birds, and there are trees and sufficient vegetation. So my objective of this research was to document the birds at Lalbagh and find out their IUCN status to know how endangered they are. This was my study area. It was mainly near the lake. So the materials I used were a phone, notebook, pen, and a laptop. The method was basically I noted down every species I found or took photos of it. So these were my results. In Lalbagh there is up to 41 species of birds, but since I had limited time, I could only find 14 species near the lake that I researched, and then families. And the IUCN status most dominating family I found of the 10 families was of the cormorants, because they are known for their short wings and they are agile swimmers. So, and also the double-crested cormorant can dive up to 25 feet underwater. So naturally, their habitat was the lake. So I found them as the most dominating species. My acknowledges to Shri Vijula and Lisa, and it's not mentioned, but also my father. He helped me a lot with finding the information. And I would like to thank IISC for giving me the chance to present my work. And so, by all these examples, we really need birds in our environment. Even losing one species could damage our environment a lot. So we have to make an effort to protect these birds. These are my references. To find the species, I use binoculars, and I use CN like this to find out how I get.
Talk about vultures, no? But you didn't give where all vultures are there in Bangalore. I'm talking about flying vultures, not really.
I didn't know that.
You implement it because you gave a good story about vulture. But we need that where all it is there, okay? And how many are there, which are the regions are there, to bring out that, okay? Second thing is the effort has to increase. Maybe you can spend more time in the weekends and so on. And also you could have added one paragraph about the common ones in your area. Where do you stay?
Banashankari.
Yeah. See, common one in your area versus Talba. Then to show that nature and where humans are there, what is the difference? Even ecological function will vary according to that. Okay. See, where humans are there, you would see more of pigeon and all. Whereas there you will see that the natural ones which are required by the ecosystem. Please keep that in mind.
You talked about economic importance.
Request there.
If you want, you can add one more slide and just cite some literatures for the economic importance of birds and what they do. So you can, so that you can elaborate more. Then in the study area you have talked about larva, isn't it? So larva photos you can include, isn't it? Then also in the research section you have given a table, this table. One more slide you can add, and you will put all the photographs for the birds from. So you can easily take photos. There's some aquatic birds you can easily take pictures from larva. Right? So you take pictures of that birds, and then also you have a table where you have written the birds name and family name, IISC. So over there you can make a pie chart of the family, and then the most prominent one you can put a photograph also, and then so you can add more points to the research part. So make a pie chart of that, and then
Also ecological status, conservation status, you didn't talk about it. Online is available, okay? IUCN website you can see. And your dad has a name, no? You didn't add his name there. You wrote Vijula, but you didn't acknowledge your dad properly. What Aparna?
and also below, if you are putting photographs, below each photograph you should name the
Namaste, I'm Surabhi Shastri. I'm Anuradha Devi, and we both study in the 9th grade at Samvida. Today we're going to present to you the birds of common. Just imagine a world without the beautiful melodies of a songbird, or the sight of an eagle soaring high up in the sky, or just the simple joy of watching birds dance among flowers. Birds with their amazing colors, their complex nature, and their ability to adapt are not just a beautiful part of nature. They are vital indicators of the health of our ecosystem. They play an important role in our ecosystem. They help by contributing to pest control, pollinating, dispersing seeds, and also help humans by making fertilizer and inspiration for many fascinating discoveries. And also make ecotourism interesting, but they also play an important role in our culture. But now birds are disappearing fast with an estimated 1,200 species. facing extinction threat in the 21st century due to habitat loss. Overhunting, morality due to pollution, competition, and predation are other major causes. Urbanization leads to disappearance of many endemic bird species due to habitat loss. Engrossed anthropogenic activities, pollution, loss of feeding and breeding grounds push such bird species to the brink of extinction. So we felt like we should find more about these amazing creatures. So we chose Kabban Park as our study area because it has a larger area than most of the parks that we could visit. And also many research papers show that Kabban Park is home to a lot of birds. And we also thought Kabban Park was suitable for our project because Kabban Park is more denser and has more trees, which makes it a home for many birds. The objective of our project was to observe, identify and document the birds of Kabban Park. On the left is a map of our study area and on the right is the path we travelled in or the area we covered while studying birds. The total area of Kabban Park is 300 acres and the area we studied for this project is 0.71 kilometers in perimeter and 0.02 square kilometers in area. So here are the materials and methods we used to identify the birds. Some of the materials were binoculars. So specifically auditory ones whose magnification is 10x and the length of the diameter of the lens is 25 mm, and we also use the Pixel 7a phone camera along with an iPhone 13 camera. The method we used was field observation where we documented the time and the weather that day. We also documented the birds we could identify right away, and of those we could not, we just recorded their chirping or we took their photos and later identified it with the help of Google or other applications. So here are the results. We found about 20 species of birds belonging to 16 different families in total. And most of them were listed as least concern in the IISC list except for one. We are going to list out some of the birds we hadn't spotted before. You can see the scaly-breasted munia and we hadn't spotted the Brahmini kite before. We also newly observed little gray, red-banded bulbul, spot-billed duck, white-breasted water hen and oriental ibis. Oriental ibis, like you can notice, is the only nearly threatened one on our list. Analysis. Out of the 20 birds belonging to the 16 families, the most commonly found species were, as we concluded by our research, was the Corvidae family, which included the Indian jungle crow and the house crow, the Sternidae family, which included the jungle myna, black myna and the common myna, Accipitridae, which included black-eyed and Brahmini kite, and the Ardidae, which included the little egret and the grey heron. Discussion and conclusion. This area is overall a good habitat for birds according to our documentation so far, but we need more data and then we need a little more time to look about more birds and document. These are some of the good pictures. So to our surprise, we took a camera to Kabban Park, but to our surprise, they didn't allow any cameras. So we tried our best to take pictures with the phone we had. Here's the data of the families. So the most common families are the Sternidae, or the Starling family, or the Accipitridae family, or the Corvidae family. So here there's a minor inconvenience caused. So we accidentally mentioned Sternidae twice. So instead of that, the value of Sternidae will be 4.8%, and then the value of Sternidae and the Starling family will be 14.3%. Here are the references we used. We used Wikipedia to find out the scientific names and the IUCN status. We used ebird.org to identify the pictures of the birds or the. We used picture bird as a secondary reference in case the eBird couldn't identify the birds. And this is our major reference. It's a research paper conducted in 2016 for the period of 6 months, which has also observed the birds of Kabanwar. They have observed about 34 birds in the matter of 6 months, and we have observed 20. Acknowledgements. We would like to thank the Day 2024 Organizing Committee for giving us this amazing opportunity to try something new, and thank you Samvida for providing us with the exposure to try things like this.
We'd also like to thank Ujjwala sir for bringing this to our knowledge to participate. And we'd like to participate in more such projects, and we'd like to thank our parents to cooperate with us during our visits.
Thank you.
There is another document, Birds of Bangalore. You should read that and you should say how many birds are there in Bangalore, which are the species, and then compare that with Kabanwar. That is the initial introduction thing you can put that, okay? So the good effort. And second thing I want to know also, what are the species that are there near your house? You can say in what way that one has to go to Kabanwar, that will highlight, okay? What you are missing. If you are only at home now, you might see only the pigeon, crow kind of thing. Whereas there you would say much more than that, okay? And what you can learn from birds. So they also, as ecological this when they do some services, you should add that in introduction. Why birds are important and why one has to know about the importance of birds. Okay?
There also I just like class in study area you can put the photographs in cover bar. Then you have to follow the format like first introduction, then objective, then materials and methods, then the second section, then conclusion. Now you have to conclusion before the third.
It was actually that way, but while when we were sending, I think it got most of it.
So it should be like the second section, then conclusion. Okay? And in the conclusion you have to send the road sentences. In the conclusion you can just tell which is the most commonly found words which family belongs to, what is economic importance, some one word you can tell.
Hello everyone, my name is Mukunda, this is Akshobhya and this is Sriram. First I'll talk about the ecological roles of butterflies. So one of the most important functions of the adult stage of a butterfly is pollination. But what is pollination? While feeding on nectar, it transfers pollen from one flower to another, facilitating plant reproduction. This helps maintain biodiversity and supports the food web, on which a lot of species are dependent on. Another important function of the butterfly is that it is a primary food source for many organisms. For example, organisms such as birds, spiders and small insects feed on butterflies' eggs, larvae, pupae and the adult stage. This makes them an integral part of the food web. Now coming on to why we chose Lal Bagh. Lal Bagh has a lot of flowers which makes it a natural habitat for a lot of butterflies.
An objective of this project was the assessment of butterflies of selected areas of Lal Bagh. We didn't have that much time, that's why we took west area of Lal Bagh.
As Sriram said, we started from the west area of Lal Bagh and we went around the glass house partially. So that area is the area of the whole site I mentioned here. What we did was we tried to go to grassy areas and not just focusing on the path. That's where we found most butterflies.
Now moving on to the materials and methods that we used for our project. We had 3 visits to Lal Bagh with a time duration of 2.5 hours each from 7 am to 9:30 am on August 10th, 11th and 17th. One of the key observations that we made from our project was most of the butterflies are active after 8 am. So half of our visit essentially went for nothing. When we went to Lal Bagh, we captured a lot of photos, gathered data from the internet and the social sources mentioned in the references, and then we have presented the results and the conclusion that we got into a picture. And some of the materials used by us are also listed.
Coming to results, we found 8 species of butterflies which belong to 4 families. As you can see, the most common is Nymphalidae. and one is Papillonidae, Lysanidae, and Pieridae.
As Mukunda said, we were anticipating around 20 different species, but due to our untimely visits, we were only able to get 8. And the common name, scientific name, and the family are mentioned in this table. As you can see, the majority of the butterflies belong to the Nymphalidae family.
After gathering data about the butterfly that we observed, we have listed down the host plants of these individual butterflies.
Host plants are which the butterfly lays the eggs on in order for the caterpillar to grow and continue its life stages. And these were the images we captured.
So now moving on to the conclusion of our project. From our project we have concluded that there is a lot of correlation between the butterfly species and the natural habitat or the environment they are living in. Since we know that butterflies make up an essential part of the food web, it is our moral duty and responsibility to save and protect the natural habitat or environment they are living in.
And in our future visits, we hope to find more observations, and hopefully we are able to go in the right time in order to find those active butterflies.
These are the references. We refer to 2 articles: Methods of Studying Butterflies and Assessment of Butterfly Diversity and Distribution in the Hamad National Park. And we also refer to 2 websites: inaturalist.org to identify the species and families of butterflies, and wikipedia.org for identifying the host plants.
We'd like to thank Gajulal sir. Ever since he came to our school to teach about nature, we've found a significant shift in our interest, and it has leaned more towards the natural aspect. And we'll also like to thank our school for giving this opportunity, and of course IISC. Thank you.
There is effort as to increase. One visit you got some, and you also understood the drawback of your thing, like you went very early and all those things. Now you can rectify that and put in effort so that it will become interesting. Okay? And the references, what you have cited, you should cite it properly. Can you go to reference? See, we do not write reference. We do not write Gave, Willow and Gadam like that. We should list that properly. They are all the same paper or in different paper.
This is one different paper and this is one different paper.
See, that we do not put and in between the thing. You will say Gave, then Willow, Kama Gadam, then Sneha, Kama Chende, and Rutuja, and for the end you will put the thing. I think there is something wrong with that. Please check that, okay? And also there is a book on butterflies. You would have seen Empri had brought out a book on this. Our Rijum might have said. And in our Lake Symposium webpage also we have put a e-version of that. You can refer that. And Chaturved presentation is available online at our website. You should check that, okay? Okay.
So, since you are in bigger slides, you can add more points to the introduction. Also on a slide where we will talk about life cycle of butterflies. Okay. Then you should also put the host plant photos you can put. Okay. So that will be another slide where we will put all the host plants. And then also conclusion. You have to write properly which is the most dominant species for importance of the study and all that.
See, you have also in your locality where you stay, which are the ones you are seeing. Then you can say in what way your place is different from that. You know, this all gives a lot of clues for conservation. You know, what kind of thing. Suppose if you have a host plant of similar kind in your garden, will you get the same the species here? Okay? Or will there is any other environmental factor that play a role, like pollution, etc., buildings, etc., play a role? You can keep that in mind. Okay, good. Teachers will do the next evaluation. They will shortlist, and then they will send us the list of the projects which are chosen for the next symposium by 15th of September. And when they do the evaluation, they'll also give suggestion so that you can improve that your slide and submit it to teachers so that teachers can share with us in a Google Drive. So latest by 30th September. You should remember these 2 days. First day, what happens? 15th September. Teachers will do the evaluation based on our suggestion. You should improve the content. You should improve the content. Okay, and do the presentation. Teachers will conduct a session like this, and they will evaluate. Because you are representing Purna Pramati there in the symposium, which is the international symposium. The responsibilities on the teachers to make sure the quality of presentation, content are good. Okay, and when you come there, you are also representing Indian society because it's an international event. So that's why we want the quality. For that quality, you have to be careful on your presentation, slides, preparation, etc. Second thing is, I would advise you youngsters not to do the copy paste. Some of you have used the content which is there on the net. See, that is there for you to read, not to paste it on the system. When you sit in the classroom, you should avoid talking among yourself. That continuous talking, madam, you should understand. Which class you are in? Eighth standard. And continuously you are talking. And I am looking at you so often and you are not even stopping the thing. So many times I look at that. Which is not correct. The classroom has certain decorum. Classroom has certain principles. We should not, it's not a grandmother's colony to sit in the corner and speak. Okay, please keep that. If you come for next symposium, no, you should not get into that talking and bring bad name to India. You have to be careful. There you are representing India, lineage of science, Purna Pramati. Then if somebody says then it comes bad name to India, they will say all are just talk and they don't do anything. Then they will tell me also lineage of science will put all such people and waste time. Then they will also tell Purna Pramati will send such students. You should not bring bad name to the institute. Okay? So now coming back to the topic. The next evaluation will be done by teachers in the school and they will select a student for the next symposium and that list will be sent to us. Those who are going to do the presentation in the symposium, the teachers will send the list to us. Okay, that I will be sending one mail regarding that. Then after the evaluation, teachers would have given some suggestion how to improve the content, etc. You should improve the content. And then submit the PPT slides, PPT and PDF version to teachers. Teachers in turn will share it with us in a Google Drive so that we will copy it in our system before we go to the next symposium. And the third thing is coming to next symposium is the responsibility of the school and the students. We have no role in that. So we will not arrange any vehicle or anything, but we will arrange the accommodation and food. When you come there, we will arrange the accommodation and food. So this point you have to be there. And security of the student of the respective school is the faculty's responsibility who are accompanying. So it is whatever I am talking is being recorded and it will put it on the web page also, so that you will know that what are do's and don'ts. Okay. So now when you come there, no, you have to be careful and you have to represent India, Indian Science Purna Pramati properly. You are all invited to next symposium, but those who are going to be presented will be chosen by your teachers. See now, out of 22 or 23 projects, teachers might select all 23, all are good. They might select 15, if 15 are good. It doesn't mean the remaining need not attend the symposium. You can come to the symposium, but you will not be able to give the presentation, those who are not selected. The students who are selected are by the teacher will do the presentation. And teacher will send us the list, the containing student name and the project, what they have shortlisted. So that we will prepare the schedule and we will schedule it on one of the day. You are going to do the presentation in the presence of about 1,000 people. There will be 1,000 people. Will you do? So you can keep that in mind. Now I want somebody to summarize what I said so far. I have said many things. Who will do that? No one. I think Vitas individuals or Jews I have to do. Memory you did that, no? Okay. Who will do the summary? Come. Yes. Not you, not you. No, wait, you are hesitant. I will ask you. You just came. Okay, then. See, what I spoke maybe slightly higher thing. She will talk in your own terminologies, like the way they understand and you speak now. You will explain it. Come. She will. Then who will remember? I also. What you have talent, you should tell me. See, now these two are talking. Isn't it? Okay. You forgot. Come. I'm sure you will do it.
Exam evaluation will be on 15th and it will be done by the teachers. The teachers will select the students and those who are selected will go and present there in the lake.
So before that, they prepare the slide and submit it to teacher before 30th. And teachers will send the result through Google Drive. You repeat.
So they take their recommendations and suggestions and they complete their slides and send it to the teachers. The teachers will send it to IISC.
I see. Then coming to next.
So those who are selected will be presenting in the lake symposium before 1,000 and those who are not selected are
Also welcome.
to come and watch. And the food and everything will be
We will provide. Coming there is their responsibility.
transport.
It is the school and security of children is the responsibility of students, teachers and school. Students also have responsibility.
So the security responsibilities of the students, teachers and
Yes, the second round will be conducted at IISC like last time.
We will not do it. Different. Last time when we did now, some students gave a feedback to us. Sir, you give opportunity to our teachers to select us. They will do a good job. Okay? That's why we have given the responsibility to teachers. You know, last it was here. That was one of the suggestions given. You know who got a first prize, no? He has given that suggestion. Okay? Okay, this is the web page, okay? You know, in this web page, you go to the Lake Symposium section there. Okay? All the details related to Lake Symposium, we have posted there. Can you click on that? See, here the details about symposium, dates and all are there. There is a student-teacher corner is there. In the student-teacher corner, no? Here we have put the reference material. Can you click on reference material? See, we had told you to refer this thing. You know, water testing, all those things are there, okay? Then go back. Then how to document it, we have said. Okay, go back. That's it. Then videos are there. Here the more important thing is the video. Click on that. See, these are this one, bird, butterfly, insect, macrophytes, all those things videos we have put, okay? Then go back. Then the pre-lake orientation, what we did in Purna Pramati and other school, we have put along with the presentation. See, your school on 29th March. You know, all the presentation we have put. For example, if you go to this is the same day, Vidya Niketan you click. See, everybody's PPT slides and videos are there. See, for you to this one, I am surprised none of you have seen this. In spite of me telling in the last session. And also let me tell you, this time your performance is not up to the mark. I am slightly disappointed with Purna Pramati, the response. You have taken longer time, but not up to the mark. You need to do that, okay? If you are coming to IISC, then it has to be a good job. Okay, we have put everything. Then after this one, now what are the evaluation we are doing in various schools? Click on that. See, every child's presentation we are putting it. Your presentation also will come. You know, when people see, they will know your quality of work. You know, now today's presentation, I didn't find a very good this one. I think some faculty has to take the responsibility to come to IISC. It's not a casual attitude, okay? See, these are the things we have put, and now we are going to post this also. The 28th presentation, what has happened, we are going to post it. Okay? So, you have any questions? This is what I wanted to tell. And I have already mentioned that bringing the students is the responsibility of the institution and the respective faculty. We will not take the responsibility of the kids. We will provide accommodation, we will provide food. During accommodation, food also it is the responsibility of the school, not our responsibility, okay? And our responsibility is only in the auditorium. Scientific discussion, we will do that. That's the thing. Now, two things I have told. 15th of this month, September, respective teacher will send us the list of the students who have been chosen for the Lake Symposium. We have not selected anyone because we felt that we need to give some more time to the kids so that kids can do prepare the slides as we have suggested. Teachers can evaluate. You should do the evaluation. Don't just send the list to us thinking that okay, all will do the thing. Okay, it has to be chosen properly. Then those chosen children's, after your evaluation, you will send us the list. That is by 15th September. Then by 30th September, you will share the PPT slides with us in a Google Drive. You are not going to send it by attachment in a mail. You are going to send it in the Google Drive. That is by 30th, so that we will save it on our laptop, and it would be so that our the competition become easier. You know, there are hundreds of kids are doing the presentation. You have to be careful on that. Okay. So the 30th, by 30th, I should get all the PPT slides. And by 15th, the teachers have to send us the list of the students chosen. It's not necessary everyone has to be chosen. Only the good ones has to be. You have to choose the good ones. Okay, and others are welcome to come to the Lake Symposium. I have no problem. We will arrange the accommodation, food. But presentation is by only the good the quality work. Okay, not copy paste master. We do not want copy paste masters in our symposium. We want intelligent youngsters who have done the job and who have the interest to do more work. See, today one or two are really reasonably good. But I want everyone to get into that level, okay? So please talk to elders at your home, and if there are some experts in your area, you please talk to them and prepare for the presentation. This is a unique opportunity in your life. You know, competition IISC is not a joke. We are giving an opportunity. You can ask Mr. Raghu, he spent in IISC. How many schools have come to the IISC? You ask him. He will tell you. We have given an opportunity thinking that you people can do a better job. Okay? If there are any question, I would like to answer that myself and Riju. Then we will wind up the session. Yeah.
In the teacher's evaluation part, we'll also see which projects can go as a paper presentation and which can come as a poster presentation.
Yeah, you have to choose that. If the quality for the oral presentation is good, you choose it for the oral. If the content is good but the presentation is not up to the mark, you ask them to prepare poster. Please do not hesitate and do it, okay? Because when they do the presentation, it is Purna Pramati's reputation at stake. And we are going to put everything and we will have the video stream. You know, everybody will have that, okay? If you do very well, the name will come to your institution. If you don't do very well, still the name comes to your institution. Choice is yours, okay? Yeah, that's a good point. Poster versus the oral presentation. Oral presentation is 8 minutes for the presentation, 2 minutes Q&A. Every presentation there will be question and answer. Okay? And poster presentation, you have to prepare a poster. And then you have to do 3 minutes presentation and 2 minutes Q&A. So the students can decide. And some of the posters, like I said, Anandvana, you can prepare poster also. By the time if you improve your oral, you can come for oral. It can be both. You can have the thing. Poster can have more details, more photographs and all those things. Okay? And that can be used in your campus also. That can be displayed. There are advantages. Okay? One investment will help the institution also. Okay, you have any questions, children? Many have left already.
And in the next round, whatever suggestions and feedbacks have been given now, it is recorded. So if those things are not implemented, then it becomes easy for your teachers to eliminate. That is one of the criteria that they will be evaluating you on.
See, when I get your PPT slides and teachers list, we will go through this and we will verify whether you have implemented. You need to implement that, okay? Now everything is getting recorded and it will be uploaded in 2 or 3 days. See, we have one person, Abhishek. He won't show mercy. He will put everything in his, okay? You have to be careful. Huh? One is, if you have done a good job, you can show your presentation to your friends, your relatives and all. That is the thing. If you have not done a good job, then if your relatives and friends see that, they will start pulling your leg. Choice is yours, okay? Yes?
When is the final round of selection?
Final round is in Lake Symposium. When?
October.
17th to 20th October. You have to reach that place. If you are selected by teachers, you have to reach that place on or before 16th morning or 16th evening. Okay, not on 17th. Because 17th early morning around 7:30 you have to start the session. Okay? Any other question? You know my name? You know where I am from? Huh? Find out my name. Huh?
See, you have not used the template. If you had used the template, no, it has the conference dates in that itself.
See, that logo also has the date. See, we all reach that stage when we are at 65, 70 kind of thing. You are already prepared the slide, but you have not read the slide. Huh? Please do that, okay? You have to be serious. Huh? You have put in effort, but try to be more serious, okay? You should know what is there in your slides, okay?
All the best to all of you. Prepare well, work hard, okay, and whatever you do, document it properly so that it can be used in your slides. Photographs, dates, weather conditions, if it is species related, all these things are very important. Okay? So don't forget anything. While going to the field, make a checklist of what all you have to do before itself. And after coming back from the field, don't think that, okay, I forgot, I have to go back again. That won't work. Prepare a plan for the field work and then go execute it and come back. Is that clear? And plan your field works in advance. You know very well when your holidays are. You know your school timings better than us. Right? So according to that, you plan your schedule and make sure that you have time for your field work. And later, don't give excuse. See, morning I scolded some of them because they came and said that my PPT is incomplete or I made changes to the PPT. Yesterday I sent it to Akka. Akka sent it to me, but I did not take it. Some late night also, which I received, I sent it to Cincy. She said cut-off time is over. Okay? Ah.
No, because it was already
Oh, yeah.
covered our system.
That's what. So that is why I scolded in the morning also.
Another point that you wanted to that PPT, how to say no in your standard, then the first
Class is not mentioned for most of them.
Then name, okay, that team member one name you should write.
See, for
And
example,
then it's school, then Purna Pramadi, Anandavana, then Purna Pramadi, Anandavana, like that.
For example, a boy by name Chinmaya, 8th standard. You say 8 STD _ Chinmaya _ Purnapramati Anandana. Okay.
What sir is telling is not on the slide. The name of the slide when you
Name
save
of
the
the
file.
name, please show that file.
You show the
You know
file.
what you got is a filtered version. Everything was Lake 24, Lake 24, Lake 24. I renamed to whatever I could and sent it.
Not that I say, you did that with a better resolution.
Here you can see.
Don't do that. That this resolution seems to be too poor.
बड़ा कर दो लार्ज है
Large icon.
लार्ज है like the
No, yes, no.
This looks like a Chinese. Huh?
Okay, you understood, right?
See
In
here,
the file name,
here the see here. Standard is the 6th standard _ name Avani, then _ PP Purnapramati, then the location whether Anandvana or result is written. Okay. So that for us saving will become easier. You know, all these are done artificial intelligence. We don't use our brain. We'll put it in the system. It will put all 8 standard together. Then if we don't want 8 standard kid to go to 10th standard and compete with 10th standard, then the 10th standard kids will have problem. They won't score well. Okay, if you have any question, we will answer to that. Otherwise, all the best to all of you. The symposium is organized by IISC during 17th to 20th October at Moodvidre in Alvas College. Coming there is your responsibility. Security is your institution responsibility. Food is our responsibility. Giving knowledge, jnana is our responsibility. Okay? Accommodation.
On behalf of Purnapramati, I would like to thank TVRAMAChandra for the entire thing. So, I don't know, I can't say much. So, we were never given such opportunities. This is a golden opportunity for you to make use of this. And Moodvidre is a very beautiful place. I was just discussing with Lakshya and Dhatri. It's a place to watch, and you should see that campus, that vibrance, everything. So I hope most of you get selected and participate in it. So again, this is a very good opportunity. At this age, you are getting exposure to the research being done in ecology in various places. So that itself is a great thing. So let us hope that most of you get selected and go there. And again, I would like to thank the entire team. They have been here from almost 7:20 till here. So
No, we woke up at 4 o'clock today.
yeah, unfortunately, all of us could not be there. Sorry for that. So thank you.